All right. Hello, everybody out there in the comfort of your own homes. I'm here once again in our empty gym, and obviously, our feedback from our last video was absolutely incredible. We had not only our local community, but many around the world who were interested in trying to get another workout going, and so we definitely wanted to try to provide that opportunity for everybody. So thank you so much for the great feedback. We appreciate it, and we really hope you enjoy this second video that we're doing. And the theme here is superheroes, so I'm really hopeful that everybody out there is in a nice superhero outfit. I have a special guest again, and she was with us last week. This is my last class. This is my daughter Emily, and so she's going to be joining in with us as well. So she'll be helping us on a few items. But whilst we get started here, just remember a couple basic rules. You're going to have a nice open space in your living rooms or your dining rooms or wherever you're doing it, in the basement maybe, and you're going to want a pillow. So hopefully you remembered from last class we used a pillow. And we did some certain activities with that. So there's going to be a lot of kind of using of that pillow, and we're all on the superhero theme today, so we hope you enjoy it. So whilst Emily helps me out, she's going to put a pillow in the middle of my little space to work out in. I'm going to get myself into my superhero outfit, and I'll be right with you. So Emily, if you go ahead and get that pillow in the middle, and I'm going to get myself into my superhero outfit, my favorite superhero, and that is Captain Gymnastics. Now, Captain Gymnastics is definitely one of my favorite superheroes, and I dressed up as him today to try and join you guys who are dressed up as Superman and Superwoman and Wonder Woman and all that. So we're going to have a great time today working out in our superhero outfits. So Gymnastics Man is here to help with some fun, fitness, and fundamentals. So let's get started. We're going to start with our pillow in the middle of the floor here. And like last class, we used our pillow to kind of run in back of. And we did things like we were chasing a bear, and whenever you heard that, and then when you heard a tree, you had to duck under it and puddle. And we had different commands for that. And this class is exactly the same. We have a couple of different commands, but we're going to be using superheroes to work with. So our first superhero, so as we're walking behind our pillow and we're kind of getting ourselves ready to get warmed up, when you hear Hulk, you're going to jump on your pillow and you're going to go, "Roar!" Okay, so that'll be our command for Hulk, all right? And when you hear Invisible Man, you're going to jump on your pillow and hide. Okay, so that's going to be Invisible Man. So we have Hulk, roar, Invisible Man where you hide, and then our next one is going to be Spider-Man. Okay, so Spider-Man. When you hear Spider-Man, you're going to jump onto your pillow and you're going to shoot your little web slingers out. So you go, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, so that'll be Spider-Man. So those are our three, and we're going to add a fourth one, which is going to be Superman. And when you hear Superman, you're going to lay down on your pillow, and you're going to fly through the air. Okay, so it'll look like this. Okay, that'll be Superman. And our fifth and our final one is going to be, these are great superheroes in these times, our Doctor. Okay, Doctor, our new superhero is our Doctor. So when you hear Doctor, you're going to jump onto your pillow, these superhero doctors nowadays, and you're going to go, doo-doo, doo-doo, do-do, and listen to your heartbeat. So those are our 5 superheroes on the day. We're going to start, and we've been doing them walking. We'll first run through them walking. So are you ready? We're going on our journey. We're heading around the city. We're heading around the town. Okay? And we jump on our pillow. Hulk! Roar! That's our first one. So we're walking. And Spider-Man! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Nice. I like that. And Doctor! Do-do, do-do. Do-do. Fantastic. Very good. Spider-Man! Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, nice. Superman! Super. All right. We're getting warmed up here, so now let's go and start running. So we're running through the streets. We're seeing all these superheroes. Hulk! Roar! Nice. And get moving fast, And Invisible Man! Woo! Right. Running, running, running. Spider-Man! Do-do-do-do-do-do. Fantastic Doctor! Do-do-do-do-do-do. And running Superman! Woo! Yeah, Spider-Man! Hulk! Roar! Invisible Man! Ah! And running, running Doctor! Woo! Man, I think I might need a doctor to listen to my heart now. I'm really getting warmed up here. Hopefully you are as well. Those are some of our superhero commands. One of the superhero commands we're going to use today, because last class we learned about doing a landing shape, is we're going to learn what Gymnastic Man's or Captain Gymnastics shape is, which is like this. You put your arms to the side, right? So we're going to remember that because we're going to use some of that shape as we move forward in our class here. So we've done our little bit of a light cardio there, so everybody's
Blood is pumping, and we're going to move to the next section, which is our calisthenics. Okay, calisthenics, and those are our movements on the spot. So if you remember from last class, we were standing behind our pillow, and we're standing in what's called a straddle shape. Our arms are to the side, and we're going to begin circling. So we circle them with really small circles, small and fast. Last class we called these Cheerios, right? Cheerios. Now we're going to make big donuts. So big donuts, really straight arms when you're performing these, right? And these are backwards ones. Then we're going to make them go forwards. So very, very sharp and straight arms, small circles or Cheerios. And now big donuts. So we have our big donuts moving around with straight arms, right? We're all standing on the spot here. Now we're taking our arms to the side and we're moving our bodies so our feet are staying still, but our bodies are turning and we're creating our social distancing circles. That's a new term, right? Our social distance. So if you're touching anybody, you want to make sure that you move away from them so you all have your own space and your social distance. Very nice. And now hands on our hips and we're going to tick to the top, to the side and talk to the other side, right? So tick and tuck. We remember this from last class. Tick and tuck. Now we're moving forwards and backwards. So forwards and backwards, right? Moving forwards and backwards. Now can you hit all of those shapes by moving around a big circle, right? So you're moving from forward to side to back to side. And go the other way now. You're moving around, right? Big gigantic circles. All these superheroes moving in our living rooms. I love it. Fantastic. Now bring your legs back together, okay? Arms are going to be straight up in the sky. If you remember, this is our straight shape. And we're going to do a shape called a flat back. So our arms are going to move to the side, and we're going to flatten our back. You see that? Flat back. So what you don't want to do is round your back. You want to be flat like a table, right? So we call that flat back. And we're also going to try it with a straddle. So a straddle, flat back, okay? And I'm going to ask my daughter to come out, so Emily's going to come out, and she's going to do a flat back. And if you have a partner, or maybe your mom or your dad, you're going to take your pillow, and you're going to place it on your flat back, and we're going to count to 5. So Emily's going to get into her flat back position. She's in straddle. Her body is in flat back, and I'm going to place my pillow on top of her, and she's going to hold there for 1 and 2. She's got a great shape. Hopefully you do too. 3, 4, and 5. Fantastic. So that was our flat back. Thank you, Emily. That was wonderful. So my daughter's coming out to help us every now and then. So you held your flat back for 5 seconds. Super good skill there to master. Very nice. Now we're going to start in our squat shape. I hope you remember the rules from last class. There were 3 of them. Knees and feet together and hands flat. So I bet you remember that, so we don't need to do too much on that. We're in our squat, and we're going to jump in the sky in a straight shape. So we look a little straight in the air, and then we're going to land back in a landing shape. Okay? And we're going to add something today, which is our captain gymnastics pose when we finish our landing shape. So we're going to jump over our pillow, okay, in a straight jump to a landing shape, finish in a captain gymnastics pose. Okay, so start in squat on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Jump and landing shape and captain gymnastics pose. So you go, ta-da! Fantastic. Very good. Let's try that again. So we're going to go in squat. We jump over our pillow. 1, 2, 3. Landing shape and present, or captain gymnastics pose. Very good. Now, we're going to try another jump this time, which is a tuck jump. Okay, so we'll get into our squat shape. We're all the way down, following the rules. Knees and feet together, hands flat. On the count of 3, we're going to tuck our knees in the air. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3. And we're over our pillow, and we finish with our captain gymnastics pose, and we'll try it again. So this is called a tuck jump. So we're in squat. 1, 2, 3. Tuck and landing shape, and we finish. Fantastic. Now we try our straddle jump. So that's when our legs move to the side. You should remember that. Last class, we played a little bit of rock, paper, scissors where we did these shapes. So you should remember them. Okay? So we're starting in our squat shape. We do our straddle jump, and we landing, and then we finish. Okay, ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Straddle and jump to a landing shape and finish in your Captain Gymnastics pose. Fantastic. Now we're going to do a little something different. We're going to start turning in the air. So we're turning around. It doesn't matter which way you turn, okay? The key is to stay in control. So we're going to do what's called a half turn. So you're going to face away from me, Captain Gymnastics, and you're going to jump and turn around and face me and do your landing shape. Don't worry about jumping over your pillow, okay? So we'll start facing away from each other. So you see my lovely cape here, all right? And on the count of 3, we're going to jump and turn towards each other. 1, 2, 3. Jump and freeze in your landing shape. And we finish with our Captain Gymnastics shape. Fantastic. So that's called a half turn. A half turn. Awesome work. Okay, we're going to move on. My daughter Emily and I have a game for you. We're going to show it to you. We're going to be using our 3 shapes that we've used last class and this class. Straight, tuck, and straddle. And the game is very easy. Okay, very easy. So what I do is I'm going to hide my eyes and count to 5 so I can't see what my daughter Emily does. She's going to stand on the pillow and do a shape. It can be straight, it can be tuck, and it can be straddle. She gets to choose. Okay? And I'm hoping that I guess which shape she's in. And if I do, we'll do a silly little kind of not a punishment, but she has to do something if I guess it. And we'll say it's 5 jumping jacks, okay? All right, so you ready? I'm going to hide my eyes, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tuck. Oh, I got it right. Fantastic. So she has to do 5 jumping jacks. Okay, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to try it again with her. I bet I can guess which one she's going to be. Are you ready? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straddle! I got it right again! So Emily has her 5 straddle jumps. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, between you and your parents, or your sisters, or your brothers, or whoever's in your living room, why don't you play a few times together? See if you can guess who's in what shape. So Emily and I are going to do it a few times. My daughter Emily and I, we're going to play together. You get a few times, and then we'll come back together, and we'll move on. Okay? All right, are you ready? Okay, I'm going to go this time. So you go ahead and count. Are you ready? And
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straight.
I won that one. Okay, you ready to play me? All right, ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straddle. Oh, I gotcha. So you have 5 jumping jacks. Okay, 5 jumping jacks. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you play me now. So you're counting. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tuck.
Oh, yeah, I didn't straddle. So you missed that one again. Very nice. Okay, so hopefully you've had a chance to play each other. Okay, and you had a good result. So maybe you guessed them, or maybe you got guessed. I don't know. Okay, but this time, Facebook world, I'm coming for you. So it's me versus you. So I'm going to hide my eyes. I'm going to count to 5, and I'm going to guess which shape you're in. I guarantee you I can do it. Captain Gymnastics knows which shape you're going to be in. Okay, so when I say go and I start counting to 5, get on your pillow. See which shape you're going to be in. I hope I don't guess it. And if I get you this time, you have to, and you should remember this shape from last class, you need to be in a hollow, and you need to count to 5. So that's when you're on your back, and you're holding a hollow shape. It looks like this. Okay, so if I guess you, you have to do a 5 hollow. Okay, all right, are we ready? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, tuck! I bet I got some of you in tuck. Yeah, so you boys and girls and you parents who were in tuck, let's go. Ready? On your backs in hollow. And everybody else, if you didn't get chosen, so you were doing straddle or straight, you get to laugh at them for 5 seconds. All right, are you ready? And hollow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fantastic work. Great job. Okay, so that's our shapes game. You guys can play that together in the living room or whatever you want. You can get to each other. You can call different things. Maybe who has to cook dinner if you choose it. I don't know. You can choose it. It's pretty fun, right? Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over two different skills. Okay, we're going to go over, and both of them actually have the same name. They're called a hurdle. Okay, a hurdle. All right, now, the first way we do a hurdle is we're using what's called a springboard, okay, to leap onto. So I'm going to show you. You're going to pretend that your pillow here, okay, your magic pillow that you've been using for the past 2 classes is going to be your springboard. Because most of you, in your own house, and maybe you do, I don't know, but you won't have access to what's called a real springboard, like this. Okay, so this is what we use when we do vaulting, and we use it on other events, but mainly for vaults. Okay, you need to learn how to do a hurdle so that you can vault properly. Okay, so I'm going to show you this type of hurdle. All right, so you're going to use your pillow and pretend that it's a springboard. Okay, a springboard, and you're going to place it down in the middle of your basement or your floor or wherever you're hanging out to do our gymnastics practice here. Okay, and you're going to stand behind it a few steps. Okay. You're going to run forward and you're going to land on 2 feet on the springboard. That's an important rule. 2 feet on the springboard. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to demonstrate. I don't need to run very far, but I'm going to land on the springboard with 2 feet like that. Okay, so I did 2 feet. All right, you're going to do it on your pillow. Same exact idea, but you do it on top of your pillow. Okay, so it looks like this. So you're starting from behind your pillow. You run forward, you land on 2 feet on your pillow, okay? And when you have that pretty good, okay, you're going to then jump in the air after you've done your hurdle, okay? So basically, here's the way it looks. You're going to run, you're going to land on your springboard or your pillow, okay? And you're going to jump, and you're going to land in your landing shape, and then, of course, do your captain gymnastics present. So it looks like this. 2 feet, jump, and landing shape. And then captain gymnastics when you finish, okay? All right, so we'll do that on your pillow. Let's do 3 of them. I'll do it on my pillow as well, so it kind of looks like I'm joining with you, okay? Because I know you don't have a springboard at your home. So, or maybe you do, I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead. We ready? And we're going to do 3 of them. Off we go. Okay, that's my one. I'm going to try it again. So I move back to my spot. I'm going to give it another go. Here's my second one. Okay, and now I'm going to move for my third one. Now, I forgot my captain gymnastics present, didn't I? Okay, so make sure you remember to finish after you do your landing shape. So last one here, our third one. Here we go. Jump, landing shape, and we finish with our captain gymnastics present. Fantastic. So we call that a hurdle. It has another funny name, an assemblée. Some of you might know it as an assemblée. Okay, but it's called a hurdle. Now, there's a couple mistakes you might make in a hurdle, and we want to make sure that you don't do these. All right? Mistake number 1 that I very often see students do, and Captain Gymnastics wants to try to help you to not make these mistakes, okay, is you put 1 foot on the springboard, and then you land on 2 feet. It looks like this. This is the wrong thing to do, okay? You're running, and you put 1 foot on the springboard, and then you land on 2 feet. No! Captain Gymnastics does not like that. Okay? So the mistake in real time looks like this. Alright? I run, I put 1 foot on, and then I leap on 2 feet. You don't want to do that. You want to run from the surface you're running on onto the board. Okay? Onto the board. That's very, very important. So from the surface onto the board. That's one mistake that I see lots of. Okay? The other mistake I see when I'm on my gymnastics travels is I see that your person will run, land on 2 feet on the floor, and then jump from 2 feet onto the board, and then jump. Okay? That's a no-no. Let me show you what it looks like, this mistake. Okay? I see this lots. So sometimes the children, or the grown-ups, will run, land on 2 feet on the floor, then 2 feet on the board, and then jump. Right? We don't want to do that. That's a mistake. So let me show you what that mistake looks like in real time. Okay? You don't want to make this mistake. They run, 2 foot, jump. Okay? That's a mistake. You don't want to show that. So when you do your assemblées or your hurdles onto a springboard, you want to make sure you run from the surface onto 2 feet, and then of course jump, because in the future when you're doing your triple back flips and front flips with 42 twists in the air, you want to make sure that you get your hurdle correct. Okay, very important. Okay, so we're going to move on to the second style of hurdle. Okay, and this one, oh, it's superhero week, so this is a wonderful one. It's called a power hurdle. Oof, doesn't that sound superhero-like? A power hurdle. Okay, let me show you the power hurdle. You're going to imagine that you have 2 strings, and you're going to tie them to one of your knees. And when you do that, you have an ability to become like a puppet. So if you take those strings in your hands, and you've tied them to one of your knees, you can lift that knee, you see? So I lift and push down. Lift, and that's done with my imaginary strings tied to one of my knees. So it looks like this, you see? All right? And what happens is when you get good at that, you're going to tug on your strings so hard that you actually lift up off the floor. So let's do small tugs 3 times, and then tug real hard, and we're going to actually lift off the floor. So it looks like this. 1, 2, and lift. You see how that worked? I had my puppet strings. When I pulled my knee up, I did it so hard that I actually lifted off the floor. Okay? All right? And then what we're going to do, we're going to take that little thing and we're going to add it together with a shape we learned on our last practice, which was our lunge. You should definitely remember that. Okay? Our lunge looked like this. Okay? So we had 1 foot in front, 1 leg behind, and if you remember from our last class, we had a straight line from our arms all the way down our body to our back leg. So we're going to add our puppet string lifts to a tug and land and lunge. And we call that trick a power hurdle. Here's what it looks like when it's in real time and fast. So I lift hard. See that? I'll try it again. I lift hard. Right? That's called our power hurdle. Okay, so let's do one together. We're going to do 3 tugs on our strings, okay, to practice that little bit of arms and knee movement. And then we're going to tug really hard on the 4th one, and we're going to land in our lunge. Okay, are we ready? 1, 2, 3. And finish in our lunge. Okay? All right, so we really did 2 tugs and a 3rd one. I know I made a little mistake there, but you do 3 tugs, and we do a power hurdle on the 3rd one, really. And we land it in lunge. Okay, so let's try it again so that we're all ready. Our counts are correct. Ready? 1, 2, here it comes. 3, and lunge. Okay, so what you don't want it to look like is this. When you jump and you land in lunge at the same time. No, you should feel 1 foot, 2 foot. It should be rhythm like that. 1, 2. Okay, you want to feel that when you do your power hurdle. Now, once you've mastered that, because some of you are looking pretty good in your living rooms there. I see Spider-Man and Wonder Woman over there looking pretty good. Good job. So you're going to do your power hurdle, land in your lunge, and then we're going to do our arabesque that we did in our last class. And if you remember, that was when you did a lunge and you balanced. Remember that? So let's do our power hurdle. Okay, we don't need to do the 3 tugs because you guys are so good. We'll just do 1 right away. Ready? And power hurdle to lunge and arabesque. See how that works? Yeah, and arabesque. So let's try it again. Ready? Power hurdle, lunge, arabesque. Fantastic. Very good. 1 more time. Power hurdle, lunge, and arabesque. Man, you guys are getting pretty good. We are rocking on this. So the next thing we're going to add is we're going to try to tap our hands on the floor. Okay, and we did this last class when we did lunge, arabesque, to tap our hands on the floor. Okay, so we're going to add the power hurdle to that little trick. All right, so are we ready? We start with our feet together. We do our power hurdle to lunge, and we do an arabesque, and we tap our hands on the floor for good measure. Ready? And power hurdle, lunge, arabesque, and tap your hands, and return back to your lunge, of course, nice and safe. Wow, fantastic. So we built on our last class to make this more of a power hurdle. What a great class our superheroes are having today. Fantastic. All right. So we're going to move on a little bit. We've done our intro. We've done a little bit of light cardio. We did our calisthenics. We played a little shaped game. Okay. Now we've done a few hurdles. We did two types, a power hurdle and a regular hurdle onto a springboard or an ensemble. Okay. Now we're going to move on to our conditioning and our flexibility. So for our conditioning item today, last week we did hollow, or last class we did our hollow shape. This time we're going to do the opposite. We're going to do what's called arch. And it's really good for superhero week or superhero theme because you can pretend that you're Superwoman or Superman when you do this. So I'm going to have my daughter Emily come out and she's going to demonstrate a trick called arch. It's called arch. So Emily is going to start on her stomach, okay? And she's going to raise her legs up as high as she can get them. And she's going to raise her arms and shoulders up as high as she can get them. And the key here is she wants to have nice, straight legs. So you see how her legs are straight? Whoa! And she has her arms nice and straight. Fantastic. So she's in an arch shape. Okay? Now the key in an arch, okay, is it's not how high your heels can go. Okay? It's not how high your heels can go in the air. It's how high your kneecaps can get away from the floor. So Emily, can you demonstrate? So my daughter Emily is lifting her kneecaps off the floor. So the key is, how high can she get her kneecap off the floor? Not just her heels, because if it's just her heels, she could bend her legs, and her heels would be way up in the sky. So it's about how high her kneecaps can get up. Fantastic. And it's also about how high she can get her elbow from the floor. Okay, because if she has bent arms, she could lift her hands way up in the sky, right? So how high can your elbow get up, right? So those are two keys that you want to think about in a nice arch shape. So last week we did hollow. To you Hawaiians, remember it was aloha, okay? And when you're on your belly, that's called arch. And it's a little bit like Superman or Superwoman flying through the air. So let's have everybody down on their stomachs, okay? And we're going to count to 10. And if you want to do it on your pillow, you can. So you lay on your belly. We're going to do an arch shape for 10 seconds. And of course, if you want to pretend that you're Superman or Superwoman and fly through the air, be my guest at Superhero Week. All right, are we ready? So everybody on your bellies. Okay? We're laying flat. On the count of 3, we're going to get ready to be our Superman or Superwoman and fly in an arch. 1, 2, 3, and begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and wonderful. Good job, superheroes. That was our arch shape. Last week we did hollow. This week we turned it over and did arch. 2 thumbs up to all of you. Fantastic for that. Okay? So we're going to finish off a little bit with a light flexibility. Before we finish our kind of practice today, I thought today has gone wonderful. So we're going to finish. Move your pillow off to the side. You won't really need it for our flexibility part. Okay? We're going to wind down a bit. So legs are going to be together. Okay? Arms are going to be up in the sky in our straight shape. And with straight knees, let's reach down and touch our toes for 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. Take one leg, cross it over the other. Big deep breath in. And big deep breath out. And 5 seconds holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let's turn to the other side there. So the other leg goes across. Big deep breath in. And big deep breath out. And holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and wonderful. Okay, into your squat shape. Okay, a couple of small bounces. Oh yeah, some wiggles back and forth a little bit. And we'll take a seat. Legs are out in front of us. Our arms are going to go up in the sky. We're going to reach forward and tap our toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The flatter the better. So the more that you can go down like a book closing, the better. Okay? Legs will move into straddle. Okay? And we're going to go in the frontier. Okay? We call this a pancake Or for those of you who live maybe halfway across the world, it's also called a Japana. Okay, so we're holding this shape. Again, the flatter the better. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome work, okay? If you need to, because you're on kind of a harder floor surface in your basement or your living rooms, you can use your pillow for the next assignment, okay? But if you're on a carpet, if it's nice and soft, you're okay. We're going to grab ourselves into a tuck shape, and we're going to rock back and forth, okay? So again, if you need to use your pillow, you can go ahead and sit on it and rock back and forth. It might be a little softer than the hard surface you're on, okay? So you rock back and roll forward. We do a few of these to try to relax our back a little bit. See? Rocking back and rolling forward. Okay? Now you can also do this if you're quite good. You can rock back with straight legs, touch the floor behind you, and then roll forward, right? So you rock back, try to touch the floor with straight legs, and roll forward. Okay? See that? One more time. And touch, and forward. Excellent. And we'll stand up, give a little bit of a shake to all of our limbs, because today's workout was really good. We learned arch, we learned 2 types of hurdles, okay? And we learned a new shape game. So, thank you so much to everybody out there for joining in on our second online recreational video. We really appreciated your feedback from our first one. And to all those heroes out there that are our doctors, we are so thankful for everything you're doing for us during these crazy times. You are heroes in all of our books. Thank you so much. And hopefully you enjoyed this week's episode. I've greatly enjoyed the feedback and everybody's willingness to join and have a little bit of fun with gymnastics as a medium for making us all smile. So we hope to see you in the future. Take care. Wash those hands, kiddos, and we'll see you soon. Okay? Take care.